Hello YouTube. Today I will be finishing up the motor swap and ESC changeover on my RS4 that I got from my good buddy in Canada. Just a test, just to see what difference this ESC has with this motor as opposed to the one that it came with. If you look in the speed test video, you can see exactly what it came with. So what I'll be doing today is, of course, get my handy dandy double-sided tape, and I will go ahead and clean the bottom of this off. So before I go any further, show you the magic of television. Clean as a whistle. I've already cleaned up where I'm going to be putting it. This is just where it was scraped up from having to take off the old ESC. So set that off to the side. Now, what I found when placing your ESC, you usually want to try and keep your wires going in a pretty uniform way. Since the battery leads on this side and so are the leads for the transmitter, I've decided to go ahead and mount it this way, and what this will do is will allow for the air to flow through the heatsink underneath this bracket here, kind of creating a tunnel effect. At least that's the overall thought process behind it anyways. You want to make sure that you stay clear of any of the gearing or the belt. And you just pull off the one side of the double-sided tape that's already stuck to it. Get that unstuck. Feed your wires through. And go ahead and make sure you're not interfering with anything. There we go. Push that down, and then if there's any double-sided tape hanging over the edges, get in there and trim it out. There we go. There's that. Now, one thing you notice when you start building on these cars is you start seeing where screws should be and where they're missing, and that's why it's always best to have extra screws laying around, because you never know when you might need to replace a missing screw. And there we go, and that gets rid of the binding that I had up right there. Run that over. Make sure that goes in well. Now, what I'm going to do is, since I usually feed my battery from this side, I'm going to take and strap this wire down to this point right here, so that way it keeps your leads out of the way. One thing I've noticed is sometimes I've seen people leave their leads up like this, and you know, that just leaves too much for, you know, vibrations and other thing that can cause for issues. Since my body does cover from right here, I can go ahead and strap it down right here on this point, and I'll have nice tight wires. Not too tight, you don't want to break them obviously, but you also don't want your wires banging around all over the place. Now the thing I do like about this particular model is that there is plenty of places where you can actually tie it into the chassis to hold the wires down, and you'll see what I mean here and here, here and here. These are actually places that I've personally used to tie the wires down. Like in this situation, you can see here that you've got your belt, and with your belt you want to keep your wires down away from your belt, otherwise they're going to rub. And since the battery leads will come in this way and come over, I'll be able to just strap it down here, and this as well, strap them both down together. And what that'll do is that it will keep any interference from the belt away, as you can see right there. You see your belt here, you see your wire leads coming in through here, and there's the bottom of your belt. See, if you were to just leave your wires hanging loose, they could actually get up and rub against that, and it could damage the belt or damage your leads, and we don't want that. Go ahead and trim that. Go ahead and just get in there with the cutters. Now in this spot here, I've got a wire that is fairly long, and I have a short distance to go. So what I'll do is I'll take the bottom of the screwdriver, and I'll just take and start wrapping the wire around. Keep it nice and tight. Try not to pull too hard, because you don't want to pull your wires out of the servo, and you don't want to break. You can actually break the wires inside the sheath. There we go. And I'll just go ahead and plug this in right here like this, and then just take my screwdriver and just twist it on out. Well, maybe not. And there we go. And there you see, nice clean wiring job here, keeping everything out of the way. I'm not sure how I like this HPI battery system. It's fairly straightforward as far as holding the battery down. I'm just not sure how I feel about how the mounting holes actually go. Personally, I don't think it's set up correctly, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's nice. Go ahead and get this up out of the way for the time being, and go ahead and start wrapping this lead. And there's a different way of doing this when you have to go the opposite direction, because we are actually going down into the car with it. So just start wrapping. There we go. And go ahead and pull that back a little bit. And just like that. And pull this guy down, out of the way. And flip that over. Do some wire tie. Okay, now go ahead and push this through like this, so I can go ahead and pull my wire tie down and through to hold everything down where I need it to be. There's that. Okay. Get in here with some scissors. Cut this guy out. And there you go. And there we go. Got our lead here for the battery. Alright. Slide it under there like this. And go ahead and flip that over. And there we go. I think I'm going to have to modify this a little bit. Drill some more. The problem I have right now is this is not far enough. These are not far enough apart to give me room for the battery. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to move these and most likely drill some holes. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, now I've already marked my area here and here where my bracket needs to be to extend for the battery. So what I'm going to do is find a drill bit to fit where these holes, and that would be this one right here. Don't want to go too big, but also don't want to go too small because I have to go down here and here so that I can mount this bracket with screws so they don't get damaged. Now, it's been my experience to run the drill slow when drilling into materials that you're not familiar with. You also don't want your bit to walk, so you gotta move real slow until you get your starter hole drilled. Once you start a hole drilled, you can get the speed picked up a bit. And there's that. Alright, now. And there's that. Now, one thing I've noticed is that it is countersunk, so what I'm going to do is find a bit that matches the countersink, and I'm going to go ahead and create a spot for my screws to go down into. In this situation, you really don't want to go very fast because you're not taking out much, just enough so the screw will lay flush. And there's that. A little bit more. Alright. Just a little more. Oh, no. Well, that is what happens when you go down too far. No foul. No big deal. That's what they make washers for. Alright. A little bit of rubber here. And there we go. Just like that. And hopefully that will give me enough room for my battery. And there we go. There you have it. Ta-da. Mounted. Down. Good to go. And what I will end up doing is, right now I'm using a different type of style of connector, trying to get all my batteries converted over. So I will go ahead and flip it around the front. Or find some way for it to go. Anywho. Give that a place to set. And it can be moved in and out, so we've got that. Now, oops. Turn the remote on. And there is that. All wired up, and I will do my speed test on it tomorrow. Thanks for watching.